It's your NBL Canada post-game recap.
What's happening? It's the odd man, Oddly Stevenson. We're here at Budweiser Gardens, myself and Aaron Sanders, and we're here at the court where the London Lightning just captured their third championship as a franchise in thrilling fashion by defeating the Halifax Hurricanes in Game 6. First off, what a game, right, Aaron?
I cannot put it into words, but I will anyhow. Right off the gate, we seen Ryan Anderson shooting off like a firecracker, going non-stop, and then you see Royce White averaging another double-double once again. Is it any surprise that he would average a double-double again? But for every player on this team to come together and knock down the defending champion basketeers like this, it's a magical moment that this Budweiser Gardens crowd faithful will never forget. Well,
and I think you're absolutely right in terms of just the memories that it creates. And I mean, anytime being a chance of a championship moment like this where the confetti's falling from the sky and people are cheering, it's absolutely a big moment. But certainly the poise of the London Lightning is what stood out to me in this particular game. You know, on paper, perhaps they were favored because we knew the Halifax Hurricanes were hobbling. They had the key injuries, Billy White, CJ Washington. But you didn't know that the way this game progressed. They fought and they fought and they fought.
And absolutely not, because come to think of it, we were 48 hours removed from the last game, so plenty short time for these two teams to regroup. London, I'm sure, is pleased as punch to come back here and try to finish it off on this crowd. And Halifax, they had a difficult task to try to top off the London Lightning and their transition game. But here's the thing, oddly, they're the only team that defeated the London Lightning on their home court this postseason, making it only the second time the Lightning has been beat on this Budweiser Gardens court. And that is an accomplishment within themselves, win or lose.
Absolutely. You know, the Halifax Hurricanes, they fought all the way through. When you get in that postseason, anything can happen and anything is possible. We're going to take a moment here and give you a chance to hear about some of the players and their reactions, because I'll tell you, on this court, it was lit. No question about that. So let's hear from some of the players after being crowned the 2017 NBL Canada champions.
It's incredible, man. It's incredible. We worked hard all year. We locked in. We stayed in as a group through adversity. We played a considerable amount of numbers undermanned. We lost Julian. So many things happened this season that could have shook our focus, and nothing did. Nothing did. We locked in all the way to the finish, man. We set a goal and we accomplished it. That means something.
It doesn't get old. It doesn't get old, I'll tell you that much. You know, the season's a grind. Playoffs are the grind itself. I'm just proud of the guys to, you know, come out on top. Give all the credit to Halifax for beating us 2 times, beating us once at home, once on the road. Man, it's been such a long grind from November, training camp, having new guys come in and out. You know, the hills and valleys of the season takes its toll on you. I'm just proud of the guys to be resilient, stay resilient. Get another W, get another championship, baby.
Ah, man, this is amazing, man. 3rd time's the charm. Finally got it done. We're gonna celebrate this one.
I've been chasing the championship since I won a high school chip in 2006, man. That's a lot of years. That's like 10 years of losing. You know, I'm tired of being a loser, but it's so sweet. It's so sweet.
It feels great. It feels great, man. We work hard, man. Ever since I came here, every day, early mornings, and then in the evening, running bleachers, running stairs all the time, man. Coach been great with us, man, and this is like deserving for everybody. So I'm just happy.
It is, man. Like we set up, we had a mission, man. Like as one unit, you know. Like my first year coming in, I came in late this year too. One accomplishment as a unit then, one accomplishment as a unit now, and here we are, mission complete.
Last year was tough, man. We came really close. We're about 3 minutes away from it in Halifax. We worked hard, man. We got back to this point, and I can't even describe you. I can't even explain to you guys the feeling of like just gratefulness, and you know the feeling when you work so hard for your dream, like a dream that you worked hard for, and it comes true. And then the way it happened, the fashion that it happened, not that it just happened, that I was able to be a part of the best team in the history of this league. To play with one of the best players I think I played with it since high school, some NBA players. Royce is a talent, man, out of this world. And it was special, man. That they just come out here and lay it on the line for my team, for the fans of London, and just blessed, man, to receive this award and to do it in such a great city. Awesome, man.
Absolutely. I mean, what a thrill for some of these players. You think of guys like, Garrett Williamson, Ryan Anderson have been here before. Ryan Anderson being named, playoff MVP for his performance, fantastic. And then you look across the board. We know how talented their roster is. Royce White, we can't say enough about him. We've talked about him literally all season long, and rightfully so. But then just go down the line, the Kyle Johnson, Marcus Capers came and made some big shots. So right across the board, fantastic squad, fantastic effort, but if there's a guy that we got to dedicate some time to and give a lot of credit to, it's the head coach, Kyle Julius.
And Kyle Julius, think of the road he has taken in this league, starting out as the coach of the Mississauga Power, and a few years later he took this London Lightning team under his wings. Last year it was bittersweet for him, losing a heartbreaking 7 games, especially in overtime. A big reversal of fortune this year. They were the cream of the crop, best record in the league, most likely the best record in the playoffs, and for him to take all these other guys, Marvin Phillips coming back, and then of course the big juggernaut known as Royce White, out of all that, for him to bring it all together, it's just really an omen of how this London Lightning team really progressed and produced themselves over this year.
Well, it's incredible because you think of, and you sort of touched on that, sort of bringing it all together, and I think there's enough can't be said about what's involved to make this all work. You've got guys on this team that easily could be starters and go for 20 points tonight if they were anywhere else. And so to kind of temper all that and bring it all together, that truly is remarkable coaching as I see it. So so let's jump into a quick conversation that we had with the NBL Canada Coach of the Year, the first Canadian head coach to be named champion. Here's Mr. Kyle Julius.
I think it's hard to play with the lead, and I think those guys were playing free. They were attacking, making shots, so it was more about just focusing and getting back to the game plan. Because you're always thinking about, I don't want to play a game 7, I don't want to give them life. Very difficult, but we have leadership, we have veteran players, and that makes a huge difference. You don't win that game without leadership and veterans. No professional team is going to give up. No way. And they fought, they made shots, they played well. Guys that don't normally make shots made shots. It was big. Yeah, take the hat off to them. They really fought.
Oh man.
Last, I gotta ask, the big floor know the star report is.
Tell them I'll email them a copy.
Yeah, obviously Kyle is elated, and rightfully so. I think what gets lost a lot of times is how much work, the preparation, the late nights, the early mornings. It's not easy, and the way he brought it all together, and certainly it made it look easy, but it really wasn't.
2 things. Number 1, the numbers of the day, 24/7. That's how hard this guy worked his tail off. And number 2, oddly, you remember the old quote in this league, no nights off. That was his mentality. That was the London Lightning's mentality. And I believe the conditioning of this team was really a big beneficial factor to way how they treat their teams on and off the court. It was a family overall, and Kyle Julius was most likely the father of that.
Absolutely. We're going to jump over to the Halifax Hurricanes. Obviously, the work that they put in this year, we can't underestimate or even take it for granted, because they definitely put on a great show. You look at the way they started the season, bringing Mike Leslie as late as he was brought into the season. I think training camp was, he probably came in maybe a week before training camp, perhaps somewhere in around there. You look at the start that they had. They set the best record in terms of consecutive wins to start the season. Ups and downs, obviously, but they still had a great showing to this point. What do you think about the overall performance?
And most people would think Mike Leslie is a stranger to the league. No, he isn't. You check Joe Salermo's squad in the Island Storm the last few years. He was part of all that. He knows how most of these NBLC players work. He knew there was a couple of players that are going to get their first time to bask in the spotlight, and for him to capitalize in all that and taking a difficult task of trying to get these players to repeat as the defending champions of the NBLC, it's something that you cannot forget, and there's something that doesn't make him underrated, but it makes him a true prime coach, and I can't say anything else more nice about him. He is a fantastic guy and a professional at best.
Let's take a moment here and hear from Mike Leslie, rookie head coach of the Halifax Hurricanes.
We were disappointed at the half because we had given up too many points, and we knew that right away. When you get down 19 or 20 points on the road, it's going to be a difficult task. But again, we just went back to what we've talked about all year. Let's get 6 minutes in. Let's chip away and see if we can. We got it. Actually, that 20 went to, I think, 11 fairly quickly, and then they pushed right back, and that just seemed to be the story. Was, even a fourth, we got it down to 7. Thought we were, we had 3 good looks right after that. We didn't make any of those, and London does what London does. They came back and they answered on all 3 of them, and yeah, that was the difference. I mean, I'm just extremely proud of the group. I thought they represented their city and the franchise really well. They played hard tonight, and again, under difficult circumstances, but that's the season, and they knew that going in, and they knew that we weren't going to make any excuses for that, and we would just battle and leave it where it was. The season's a long season. There's no doubt about that. Over a 6-month, 7-month time period. I'm just blessed, Odd, to have the guys that I had playing for me, and then the coaches that I had with me to go on that journey, because they just, every day I woke up and I thought, this is what I get to do every day with these people. And I'd often comment with them on that at half court, in practices, and say, look at us, look at what we get to do. And that's what made it, I think, special for me this year, was just the people that I was with. It just made coming every day enjoyable. And not a lot of people get to say that about their work. And I got to say that about my work this year, and I just feel blessed for that.
Congratulations to Mike Leslie again, rookie head coach, coming in here as late as he did. To have the kind of year he has is really special. And again, can't say enough in terms of the effort and what we saw from them. But hey, it's in the books, Aaron. NBL Canada Champions 2017 are your London Lightning. They came out the gate strong. They set all sorts of records, beating a bunch of their own records, and now become the only franchise to have won a championship 3 times in the league's 6-year existence.
And what a great team. After all these 6 years, most of the people would say, what happened at the beginning of the year? What happened at the beginning of this league? The London Lightning, that's what happened, and that's what happened going into the present. And oddly, I've been around this league since 2014. We're helping out the Windsor Express and broadcasting, finishing off my 2nd year. And this has been a thrill to see all these players work blood, sweat, and tears through this hardwood floor and be able to present themselves as they are. Congrats to the London Lightning. Hats off to the Halifax Hurricanes. Win or lose, these are teams for the ages, and we may not see a special group of teams like this again.
It's not easy to put a team like this together, and I think you're right. I hope we've enjoyed. Well, I've certainly enjoyed the journey. I know you have as well. And I hope our viewers have enjoyed watching. And we're going to give you a little treat before we get out of here, Aaron. It's time to take a recap of the finals and what we saw throughout the 2017 NBL Canada Finals, which was culminated with a London Lightning victory. Closing thoughts?
Well, you know what? This has been a thrill, and oddly, I can't say this enough. The pursuit is filled with happiness for the London Lightning, and you could say all you want with the Lightning and the ball and everything, but it struck gold here at Budweiser Gardens tonight, and as it did the whole season. And thank you, the fans, for putting up with us through us all. We gave it our shot, and it's been a pleasure doing this for another year, and on to the next one.
We certainly are on to the next one. For signing off for Aaron Sanders, my name is Audley Stevenson. Thank you for watching the NBL Canada post-game recap. And like I said, here are sights and sounds from the 2017 NBL Canada Finals.
So it's a positive for me. Listen, they shot the ball real well from the 3. They absolutely destroyed us on the boards, and we were able to win. For me, we lost the rebounding battle, obviously, on paper, but there was a lot of loose ones okay, that bounced on the ground, that bounced off the guy's fingertips, that bounced off the rim again, that we didn't get. So it's not like they just jumped up and took it. They outworked us significantly, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, this is the finals, man. Like, what did you expect? Every game should be a really good game, man. Like, I try to tell the guys that, you know, even though we beat them twice in the regular season's over. This is playoff time now, and you can see that those boys came to play, man. Like, they hit a lot of big shots. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think we had a bad game as a unit. Like, they probably really were supposed to win this game, but we won it. You know, so we can't complain. We take a ugly win over a pretty loss any day.
You see it already. Anderson with a wild three-point shot. No, not going to happen. And Halifax steals a game here.
I thought we panicked actually for a bit.
In London, 111-110.
It's our first loss in 3 months almost, second loss in 3 months. So I think we were due to lose, and I think that's a good wake-up call.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my body to the test, and I know I got to step up. I can't fall short. This is the finals.
We're just looking forward to getting home, getting in our beds, and getting a good meal and a day of rest, and then get into preparation. And when we look no further ahead than the first 6 minutes of the next game, that's as far as we go.
Ryan Anderson rebounding from a 1 out of 8 performance, with finishing the night in game number 2 with 5 points. But tonight, a different story. This guy was absolutely fantastic.
The mindset was just attack. You know what I mean? That was our mindset all night. I think if you go back and watch this from the beginning, it was just keep attacking, keep attacking, keep attacking. That's all I can really tell you, man. Was be aggressive in our dribbling, be aggressive with your shots, be aggressive with your moves. It was just everything was the mindset was to be aggressive. At the end of the day, you got to move to the next game. It's not the first to one. That record doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's the first to 4, and you got to grind out every single game and get the job done.
And Royce White just threw the basketball into the front row of the stands. Watson, illegal screen on White, and White just hurls that ball into the first pass.
6 ticks left. A game that they had to have, and they got. 94-85. Ball game over.
Well, I tell you what, Dan, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all.
It's what you expected. I mean, look, this is we're at the point of the season. Every game is must win. No one can afford to play bad and expect to bounce back the next game, because there may not be a next game. So the Halifax Hurricanes did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Halifax did a good job. You know, they had a sense of urgency that they had to take advantage of this opportunity without their best player, without the league MVP, to get this win. Otherwise, it'd be a tough road to hoe, being down 3-1 with him coming back.
And then it was their best player, and we knew that they were going to come out and play for him and play with intensity and energy, but we had to match that, and we felt that last game we let it slip away from us in the fourth quarter, so we had to shore up on some mistakes that we made, and we just grateful to come out with a victory.
I mean, this is a key game, and a case can be made for both squads why this is their Game 7. If you're London, you know that if you get this one, you have 2 opportunities potentially going back home. And if you're Halifax, you don't want to be in a situation where you have to win 2 in a row.
I mean, we just treated it like a Game 7. At this point, every game counts. Obviously, we had an unfavorable decision from the league with me being suspended. They capitalized on that, as they should. Took us down 2-2, and we came out here tonight and we fought tough, and we stuck to our game plan for the most part of the night, and we ended up getting the win like we needed to. Anytime you get suspended for a game in the fashion that I did, all they did was set it up for me to come back and do that. Like, honestly, there was nothing else I could do but then come out and get 30 and 10 and 8 and 4. So it just shows that, maybe Game 4 wasn't all it was cracked up to be. And now they know they got to see me, regardless, for the last 2 games or 1 game, and that's a load, no matter what. So we're gonna have a good tilt for Game 6. Man, it's a lot of energy, man. We talked about chasing the wolf all year, and we literally 48 minutes away right now from getting that ring, and they're gonna be in for a fight. I mean, when they're gonna come to fight, we expect that, but we want that. We won't want to win any other way.
I was in that spot last year. We came in here down 3-2, and we won Game 6. So I expect a serious fight. I expect, aggressive preparation, I expect a very, very difficult game.
I think we've got to get back to defending better. You know, we allowed them to score some easier buckets tonight. You know, and then better execution offensively. And whether the execution comes first or the defense comes first, they both have to happen at the start of Game 6.
Like I said, we got to come with an intensity. We got to go to war. We got to be ready to go to war. We got to ready to step up and play more like men.
It's still and Mr. Dave Jackson.
Let's not rely on that, them shots falling. One stop for them and we out. One stop for them and we out. Hey, one pass away. Let's get a kill. 3, 4, 3, man. 1, 2, 3. Defense.
No timeouts, you got to be as solid as possible defensively.
Got it done.